Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. Right off the bat on the old show today, you may remember this particular model. This is the Mini Superleggera Vision Concept. Now, Mini showed this off a year or so ago, but apparently all that chopping that they've done as far as their lineup is concerned may have been in preparation for this vehicle reaching production. A lot of rumors floating about by the year of 2018, the Superleggera Vision Concept will be in dealer showrooms. Now, obviously they're going to have to do a fair amount of work. They can't just send this car out the way it is, even though wouldn't that be awesome if they did. Yeah, it's going to take a little bit of a changes in and around to some of the other parts and pieces. Obviously the windscreen's going to have to be changed. There's a ton of other stuff that's going to have to be changed on this machine, but hopefully the essence of this machine will remain, because I think this car is pretty fantastic to look at. Another vehicle we've talked long and hard about is the brand new Focus RS. Well, apparently, congratulations are in order, because Ford Performance is expecting again. Yes, the Ford Focus is going to get a baby brother. I've already seen S.p.A photographs of a Fiesta testing with much like the same nose that the RS has, or at least the camoed version of that nose, the bulky looking weird nose that they have there, trying to cover up what exactly the front end of this is going to be. And there's a lot of outlets that are pointing towards that a Fiesta RS is on its way, so I cannot wait to hear more about that, hopefully by the end of the year. Another vehicle that's been with us for a fair amount of time. In fact, it'd be hard to believe how long this vehicle's been around. But the pricing for the 2016 Nissan GTR has been officially released by Nissan. And here in the U.S. market, this vehicle will sell for $101,700 US. Now, it goes all the way up to the premium edition, which comes in at $149,990 US. Now, I'm not including the Nismo edition of this particular machine, which does cost a fair amount more. Now, let's talk about this pictured vehicle, because this is the 2016 Nissan GTR 45th anniversary. Yes, the GTR has been around with us for 45 years. It's older than I am. But this particular machine, if you really want to get your hands on a 45th anniversary, well, you're going to have to live in Japan. And they're only going to build 45 of them, so it's going to be a rare bird indeed. But pretty cool little anniversary. We're only a handful of years away from a 50th anniversary GTR. Of course, that will come with the next generation machine. Another vehicle releasing pricing is that Super Veloce Lamborghini Aventador. Official pricing dropped for Lamborghini Aventador Super Veloce, coming in at $495,065 US. Now you're going to have to add another $3,700 for a gas guzzler tax, and another $3,490 US for a destination charge. We're just going to put it up over $500,000. But I mean, come on, $500,000 to have the lightest weight, best performing Aventador built today? Yeah, that's kind of a bargain, right? Yeah, right. Their crosstown rival Lamborghini, that is, of Ferraris had a little bit of an issue with the new LaFerrari. Apparently there's been a fire, but there's no recall. In fact, Ferrari says, "We cordially invite all LaFerrari owners to bring their automobiles in for a fuel cell upgrade." Yes, well, I gotta say that Ferrari's being really upfront about this particular deal, because they've had one little instance of a car smoking quite heavily, which was somewhat of a small fire in and around the fuel cell of the machine. So they want to nip this in the bud. Anybody that owns a LaFerrari, take it back to your Ferrari dealership, or if you live close enough, you can take it right back to Maranello for this upgrade and be able to get your car not to completely catch on fire. Remember the 458s? They were having a ton of trouble with those catching on fire back in the day, so they're nipping this in the bud right off the bat. Another vehicle has been with us for a fair amount of time, since the year of 2010, the Chevrolet Camaro. Now, it's gone through one little mid-cycle refresh, but you will be stunned to believe, by the end of this month, March of 2015, General Motors plans on selling its 500,000th edition of this particular generation of the Chevrolet Camaro, which I just cannot believe. A little niche market automobile like this has sold 500,000 copies. Hugely impressive. And if you're really excited about the next generation, the new Camaro that's actually going to be built on a whole new platform, on that ATS platform, it's going to be lighter, smaller. Boy, that sucker's really going to be a piece of kit. In fact, if you're like over on the Facebook page, you've probably already seen that we've shown off some little shots of what the car's exactly going to sound like and some teaser photos of this particular machine. But if you want to see it in the flesh, if you want to be right there for the reveal, head on over to thecamaro6.com and throw your hat into the ring. 1,000 people, anybody, can show up to Belle Isle Racecourse in Michigan and be a part of that reveal. Again, there's only 1,000 openings, so you better get over there quickly, because I'm sure these are going to go really fast. Their crosstown rival, meaning General Motors, the crosstown rival being the Hellcat versions of the Camaro and Challenger. Yeah, FCA's got an interesting little situation. Apparently, these cars are selling faster than they can make them. In fact, they're shutting down all orders on Hellcats, being the Charger or Challenger, until production can catch up. Now, FCA is actually pointing the finger at a couple of dealerships that are willy-nilly taking deposits and filling out order forms with no regard of when these vehicles will actually reach their new owners. So it's one of those situations that's a good situation to be into. Yes, hopefully that'll come out soon. FCA can get on top of this, and there'll be plenty enough Hellcats for everybody out there. In fact, one of the websites I go to, topspeed.com, had an interesting situation on their hands when they talked about this. You build a car for 707 brake horsepower and sell it for only $60,000, and you can't build enough of them? Who would have thought that was going to happen? Last up on the list, the folks over at Top Gear. Yes, we've talked about the whole brouhaha between Jeremy Clarkson, one of the producers of the show, that actually put Mr. Clarkson in jail, or in timeout, I guess you should say, as actually he's been suspended by the BBC. Well, TopGear.com has released now that we already know the 2015 episode of the season 22 of Top Gear was canceled. Now, apparently, the March 22nd episode of Top Gear season 22 has been canceled. And it doesn't look very good for the following week's episode as well, as the BBC is still looking at this, still under investigation about what actually took place and what's going to happen in the future for Mr. Clarkson and for the franchise. But we'll keep you in tune if we hear anything else. And that's all there was that I thought was worth talking about for this edition of Motor Cars Enthusiast. If you want to jump on over to the Facebook page, the link's down in the show notes. Also, if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, you can do so at any time and get the first dibs on the brand new shows as soon as they come out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again real soon.